Hey everybody, welcome back to the movie Epidemic show. It's been a while. It's been like 4 months since I've made a video, so we're starting out with the Oscar nomination movies to get back into the groove. I'm in my wonderful new office, just slammed the mic, really just hit the mic a lot. Hopefully that didn't blow out your eardrums. Don't really care if it did, not editing it out. I don't edit shit anymore. No more editing, not for me. None of that's for me.
Stop, Dave. I'm afraid.
So today on the show we are talking about Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King directed, starring, great cast, wonderful cast, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield. We got our boy Jesse Plemons. Just when you think Jesse Plemons wasn't going to be in anything, here he is in something good again. And out of the, Oscar movies that I've seen so far, simply just this and Nomadland, I like this one quite a bit. This one's pretty good. It does have very big Spike Lee vibes, and if you know anything about Shaka King, the director of this, he was in fact a student of Spike Lee at Tisch University over in New York. It does have big Black Klansman vibes. I didn't read any reviews for this, but I assume it's being compared to that because it's very similar to that movie. Which one's better? Hard to say. I think I like the cast more in this one. Overall, both good films. Hard to really say, and both nominated for Oscars. So Spike Lee's keeping that bench deep over there, churning out these good ass filmmakers. This is a pretty interesting movie. It's a biopic about Fred Hampton, who was, I believe it was the chairman of the Illinois party of the Black Panthers. And then you have Lakeith Stanfield as Bill O'Neill, who becomes an informant for the FBI and infiltrates the Black Panther group. It's a pretty good concept. Daniel Kaluuya, absolutely insanely good. This is like one of those all-star casts where you're like, the acting is legitimately better than the movie, and the movie's good, so that does a lot. I am a revolutionary. This guy out here just screaming revolutionary. And I like how as he becomes more militant, he gets a gruffer voice. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to see develop. But man, Lakeith Stanfield, that's another one of those guys that I've been watching since, I guess, Get Out, but really sorry to bother you, put him on the map for me. And truly it is the cast that really carries this movie, because there are sections that do feel a little dry. They do spend a lot of time with the FBI, which isn't really the interesting part of this. I mean, obviously, all the stuff about Hoover and the FBI and them really fucking over informants and just kind of letting them run wild is interesting, but the Black Panther Party, I think that now that's kind of coming into prominence as something that's been kind of under-documented in film. And we're really kind of exploring these stories that kind of been flying under the radar for a long time, because the story of Fred Hampton's interesting. Obviously, with the overtones of it being called Judas and the Black Messiah, you kind of have this feeling that Bill's probably going to fuck him over by the end. And it doesn't particularly disappoint with that. It's a true story, so I guess you kind of know the ending anyway. But I wasn't that familiar with the actual story, so it's kind of interesting to see it play out. Really good looking movie, strong soundtrack. It has everything it needs, and unsurprisingly, it's an Oscar nominee in a world where no movies came out this year. And this one kind of just came out of nowhere. When did it drop? Like January or something? I think it says February on the poster, but I don't trust posters because those dates fucking change all the time. These pandemic films, they just don't even want to come out at all. Don't even want to come out. Overall, I highly recommend this one as a watch. Out of a group of what looks like a lot of boring movies, this one mostly isn't boring. And that, I think, is high praise for an Oscar nominee these days. So this one I'm going to have to give 4 stars. Not quite perfect, but it's close. Got that wonderful cast. A lot of real strong dialogue. And these guys know how to deliver it, so that will be my rating for Judas and the Black Messiah. Don't worry. We've got, how many movies were nominated? Like 8 or something? We got like 6 more probably coming. So I got to get to watching. I got to get to watching these before the Oscars, and we'll just see. We'll just see who can pull it off this year.
Why don't you play us something, baby? Why don't you play us some? Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.